In this video, I will talk about getting outside your comfort zone and why it will make you a better artist. I'll show you what I do and offer some practical tips you can use to take a step forward on your own painting journey. Hello and welcome everyone. It's Marie-Louise here, the Danish painter. As painters, we want to improve and grow. And I think it's quite natural for us to be curious and open to trying out new things. As an art teacher, I feel it's important to sometimes spend some time in my students' shoes. I mean, they come to my classes to learn and to push themselves outside their comfort zone. So it's only fair that I should do the same from time to time. To try something I had never done before, I went on my first ever outdoor painting session during sub-zero degrees. Some things surprised me, and you'll see why. Several times a year, I like to schedule some time where I experiment with my arts or creative process. Sometimes I take a workshop with another artist, and sometimes, and more often these days, it is an online art course. Other times I schedule some dedicated time by myself, usually several days, to try out a new painting technique or a different painting medium. When trying out new things, I find it helps to have a few guidelines that I will read out loud to myself before I begin. I will say that I am here to try new things. I am here to learn. I am allowing myself to experiment, and I will focus on the process and not the end result. You can write down these sentences and use them whenever you need some reassurance. I often have them printed out and hanging on my studio wall. Doing things outside our routine takes effort. And it takes courage too. So please be kind to yourself. As often happens in our line of business, unexpected things happen. The dog knocked over my remaining painting water, so I only had a little bit left. But I thought no problem, because I'll just use the snow. Only problem is the snow wasn't melting and getting the paper moist. It kept sitting on the surface in small icy lumps. Okay, what to do? I thought, let's just try with some acrylic ink. But the ink just got absorbed into the snow, so now what? How can I get this thing going? I'll use the warmth from my hands and melt some snow. This whole thing feels a bit weird and definitely way outside my comfort zone. Finally, the ink is starting to seep into the paper, and I'll try adding some more acrylic ink and see if I can get the paint flowing. This feels fun, very loose and also somewhat out of control. But hey, I'm taking each step as it comes and just going with the flow. The funny thing is that every time I'm expecting one thing to happen, something else entirely is happening. Let's see, what else can I try? Some water-soluble crayon. Because of the frosty weather, the water content in the paint doesn't evaporate. So the paint isn't drying at all. Let me try and dab off some of the paint with some paper towel. That's better. Well, that didn't really do much. I was expecting it to be cold out here, of course, but I wasn't expecting the paint to react like this. It's very strange, but also exhilarating at the same time. The truth is, I've quite come to enjoy the time I schedule for these types of explorations. And I find that I can learn and relax doing it if I follow the guidelines I set up for myself, reminding myself that I'm here to try new things, I'm here to learn, I'm allowing myself to experiment, and I will focus on the process and not the end result. I believe we can all grow as artists by pushing ourselves to try new things and to step outside our painting routines. Also, I'd love to know in the comments below if you like trying new things. I'd be very interested to know if you have tried painting outside your comfort zone. What were your experiences, good or bad? Also, stay tuned for the bloopers that were edited out of what it's really like to paint with your dog.
Ej, nu sidder du oven på min farver. Rigtig. Rigtig. Din bandit. Din bandit. Ikke? Ej, du går simpelthen ikke i den store klump. Vel? Ja. Hey, nu skal du ikke blive blå. Nu må du ikke blive blå. Nej, Rita, det var min, ikke også? Så. Din lille flaske. Ja, din lille flaske. Det skal du ikke være bange for. Nå, flasken. Det går godt, hva' Rita? Ja. Ikke gå oven i den, vel? Ikke gå oven i den. Det er ikke sådan super godt.